Hi guys, Ghost Peppa here. So today we're finally able to take a look at the new Dragon Rulers support in Master Duel, and a lot of you know the Dragon Rulers cards from when they used to sit way on top of the meta, but power creep, etc. has pushed them completely out. But they did get some new support, and it's actually interesting what it can do with a little touch of Rose Dragons and Red Eyes. So let's jump in. So for this deck, we have one Red Eyes Black Dragon, one Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, one Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon, one the Bestial Lubellion, two Blaster, two Tidal, three Tempest, two Redox, one Bestial Baldrake, one Bestial Druisworm, one Bestial Magnamut, one Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, one Reactan, Dragon Ruler Pebbles, one Stream, one Rox Rose Dragon, one Burner, three Red Rose Dragon, one Lightning, two Ash Blossom, one Nebulous, three Spectral, two Maxi, three Black Metal Dragon, two Droll Lockbird, one Gold Sark, one Basil Rose Shoot, one 1-for-1, one Branded Regained, one Dragon Ravine, one Called by the Grave, one Max Metalmorph, and then in the extra deck we have Bestial Dispater, Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Qinying, Baronne de Fleur, Superstar Slayer Typhon, two Chasma, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, Eclipse, Volifernages, Disaster, Atum, SP Little Knight, Dragunity Knight Romulus, Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, and Striker Dragon. So this deck revolves really around three archetypes. So we have Red Eyes, Dragon Rulers, and really the Rose Dragons. I just didn't want to make the title super long. So as far as the Red Eyes engine, you guys are pretty familiar with it, but it revolves around Black Metal Dragon and Darkness Metal. I am just running Striker in mine as the banished target to easily get Black Metal's effect off, because really I can summon BMD like 2, 3, maybe even 4 times a turn, so I'm not really worried about them ashing. That's just wasting Ash Blossom for them. If you do want to have the chain block, you can of course either run the field spell with Striker, or if you want to have the Blue Eyes Link 1 that can search for Mausoleum, go for it. That's completely fine, and it would just make your deck 46 cards instead of 45. Also, we run Full Metal for an Omni Negate in this build. It's really easy to make it because it just needs a level 5 or higher dragon, which 90% of this deck is, so it's a great add. For the other engines, we have Rose, and so Rose, it revolves around Rox Rose and Red Rose. So if Red Rose is used for a Synchro Summon, it summons a Rose from deck, which is going to be Rox Rose most likely. When Rox Rose is summoned, it can either add Basil Rose Shoot to your hand if you don't have it, or it could also just add another Red Rose Dragon to your hand. So you got plenty of options there. These are all level 3 tuners, so they very easily go with your level 7s to make one of your 3 level 10 Synchros. So for each of those level 10 Synchros, they benefit this deck in some way. And alternatively, down here, you can run Gen X Return, but it negates a monster effect. At the same time, though, it does let you search cards from deck to hand if you banish, say, one of your Dragon Rulers as part of that cost, because when a Dragon Ruler is banished, it searches a dragon of its same type to hand, which is pretty great. But Baronne de Fleur is legal in Master Duel, and it is an Omni Negate versus a Monster Negate. It also is a card pop on field, and it recurs things from grave. So it was just, after doing a lot of testing, I just landed on that as being the best add. Qinying is good anyways. It reduces the attack power of your opponent's monsters, and if you banish a card, which you do multiple times per turn, you can trigger its effect, banish a card on your opponent's field and their graveyard. So great all around. Also, Bestial Dissipator plays nicely with this effect because I can target a banished card and shuffle it into the deck. If it shuffles from theirs, it negates an effect. If it shuffles from mine, then it pops a card. And then, of course, I can target a banished light or dark monster and special summon it to the field to extend, which is really great with black metal and also with the rose dragons. Looking at the bestials, it's pretty straightforward. We have Baldrake for some interruption, Druis Worm for board breaking, Magnamut for free searches, and then we have Lubellion to kick this package off and give us easy access to Regained for recycling our light and dark dragons and also drawing cards. For our spells, we just have Gold Sark for consistency. It can banish a Dragon Roller and search, just like I mentioned before the banish effect would have off of Gen X. Each Dragon Roller, if it's banished, can search a dragon of its specific type, so Blaster, Fire, Tidal, Water, etc. Also, each Dragon Roller can special summon itself from grave once per turn by banishing 2 dragons and or cards of its type. So, for example, Blaster can do 2 dragons, or it could do a dragon and an ash, or it could do 2 Ash Blossom. Also, each of these have a secondary ability. So, Blaster, it can send itself and a fire or a dragon to pop a card on field. Tidal can send itself and a water to Foolish Burial a card from deck. Tempest can send itself and a wind or dragon to search a dragon from deck to hand. That's how you can search Rose and Black Metal. Redox sends itself and an earth to Monster Reborn any monster from grave. The babies, each of their effects are simply discard themselves and a dragon or earth in this form of a Reactan. For stream, a dragon or water. You see where this pattern goes. To summon its corresponding big dragon or parent dragon out from the deck. So these are pretty consistent, good consistency pieces. For Nebulous, it's one of the new ones. It pairs with Eclipse in the extra deck, and then Spectral pairs with Chasma in the extra deck. So Nebulous is good as a one-of. This is why I don't run the Dragon Ruler Quick Play spell. You discard it and a dragon or dark monster. Also notice that dark, so it crosses with Red Eyes and the Bestials. Target 2 of your banished Dragon Ruler monsters with different attributes, except for Nebulous, and special summon both of them, but they can't attack. So this lets you extend, but it's only good as a one-of. More than that, you'll brick. Spectral is just generic search. So within the Dragon Ruler line. So you discard it and a dragon or a light. Technically, you could send Lubellion, but you're not going to. So you'll send it and a dragon to search out, say, 2 babies to sum out the bigger dragons. Or you can search out 2 big dragons. It just really depends on what you need at the time. Dragon Ravine is a direct search from Romulus. So it's a consistency piece as well. You can send 2 of your dragons away to make Romulus to get easy access to Dragon Ravine. Dragon Ravine's effect discards a card from hand to send a dragon from deck to grave. So I can send, say, one of the big dragons from hand to grave, because it doesn't matter if it's in hand or not, to also get more consistency by sending a dragon that's not already there to grave. I'm running SP Little Knight without IP. It doesn't really need that because I'm not ending a board with IP. I am using it to break boards later, so it's better to just have SP versus the full package. Most boards are going to consist of Heretic Seal paired with a Synchro, or Heretic Seal, Heretic Seal, a Synchro, and an Xyz, or Heretic Seal and 2 Xyz. So Chasma is the one that you're always going to go for because it gives you consistency. It can, as a quick effect, during your turn and your opponent's turn, send a Dragon Roller from deck to grave and copy its effect. So I can copy Tempest, search a card. I can copy Blaster, pop a card, vice versa, all the way through. Flare Metal is just a burn card. You guys know it very well. Typhon, removal, effect lockout, especially when the Ryzeal world. Vola Furnages, it is just to make a card bigger to get through. Also emergency back row removal. Also Heretic Dragon King of a Tum, also I call it a Tum, uses 2 level 6s. You have 4 technically in the deck. This one can be a level 6 if it's resummoned. As material, detach a material, special summon a dragon from deck. You can use this to get out Rox Rose, start the Rose Dragon line. You can use it to get out Black Metal to start out the Red Eyes line. Very good consistency. The only thing I would say optional wise It's not critical, but it would be nice to have a little more back row removal, so there is the potential to put, say, Dark Armed in there, but you would have to find a good spot to fit it. Perhaps SP a Little Knight, but I'm not sure. Outside of that, for the hand trap package, I just try to get some type coverage. I don't really care about the water effect, but for fire, we have Ash, so we can get that effect off. Also, Ash is just a very good card. Drill and Lock is what I'm running. It's been doing well up the ladder because I can stop the crazy searching in the modern decks, and I can also give a good target for Tempest. But for Drill and Lock, you can easily swap it for 2 Fuelos. If you just want extra copies of Maxi, you can swap it for Ghost Mourner. If you want extra copies of, say, Effect Negation, like Veiler effects on your opponent's turn. Also, Maxi, because it's Maxi, and also I can use it with Redox if I so chose to get a free res from Grave. I think that should cover the gist of the monsters, so let's get into some of the combos. Okay, so here we're going second. They are going to go through their full Zodiac combo. In hand, I have both black metals for starters, or 2 of the 3. We have Spectral, so I can get into Dragon Rulers. I can use Spectral to pitch Tempest, or even just pitch that spare black metal. And I have Lubellion, so we have a pretty solid hand as far as gas goes. We just don't have a lot of interruption. Okay. So from this board here, the big thing of note is Trident has 2 effects. Once, quick effect, detach a material, target a face-up card, destroy it. And then 2, if it has certain materials, let's see if it does. Yeah, so if it battles, banish the opponent's monster. So let's go ahead and start in here. We're going to go ahead and activate Lubellion's effect. I'm going to add that Magnamut to hand. Now let's go ahead and get Spectral going. So I'm going to activate Spectral, pitching Tempest. We're going to add to hand Stream. And we're going to add to hand React 10, I believe. Yeah. Alright, let's do that. Okay. Now let's see if we can bait some of their interaction. Normal summon black metal. Works for me. So they're going to go ahead and pop black metal. We're going to trigger black metal's effect. Then I'm going to trigger Magnamut's effect. I'm going to banish Spectral. Alright, we're going to add to hand Darkness Metal. Magnamut will trigger here. Now I'm going to go ahead and use Stream's effect. I'm going to pitch that Black Metal Dragon. Summon Tidal out. Now here, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use probably Baldrake's effect. Yeah, we're going to use Baldrake's effect here. I'm going to banish one of those black metals. Alright, now I'm going to Xyz both of those into Atum, since they were so kind to give that to us for free. Atum effect, detach Magnamut. We're going to special summon a monster, to trigger their effect. So we're going to go ahead and summon our lovely Roxrose Dragon here. Roxrose effect. Add to hand Basal Rose Shoot. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and banish that Atum. It's done its duty. Get Darkness Metal out. Now I'm going to use Darkness Metal's effect. I'm going to summon Black Metal. Now I'm going to special summon Lubellion over our Red Eyes. Activate its effect. Summon Regains. Now we're going to go ahead and link into probably Dragunity Knight. Yeah, Dragunity Knight. Romulus. Black Metal, Chainlink 1, Romulus, Chainlink 2. This is what I meant by I wasn't too worried about them negating a few effects. This is all without Striker. I've already searched once with red eyes. I could even do it twice from this line. Alright, so I'm probably going to kill them this turn, so I won't gas. I'm going to go for Black Meteor. Activate effect. Okay, Dragon Ravine. Alright, from here, we're going to go ahead and go to Baron de Fleur just in case. Let's go ahead and get rid of that Trident. Alright, now from here, we're going to go ahead and use Title's effect. I'm going to banish Black Metal, and I'm going to banish Darkness Metal. Branded Regains effect is going to trigger. I'm going to go ahead and send that Darkness Metal back to deck. Gives us a copy of Burner here. Now, looking in Grave, we have Tempest, and then in Banishment, we have none. So we have Tempest and Tidal in rotation. We need to get some more rolling before we can make this work. So Tempest and Tidal are only half of the package. I need the other two, which are afforded by Burner, etc. So let's go ahead, use Basil Rose Shoot, get our Rocks Rose out. Alright, we're gonna go ahead, go into Flare Metal effect, detach Tidal. We need to have that in Grave always. Red Eyes, Dissipator. Right? Reactan, doesn't matter. Activate effect. We're gonna send our other copy out. We're gonna go ahead and send Blaster to Grave now. Now I need to clear some room here. So let's go ahead, use Dissipator's effect. We're going to bring out Black Metal. Multiple searches at once. Alright, Tempest effect. Dragunity, he's done his duty. And let's go ahead and banish. How about Rocks Rose here? This should be more than enough to kill. Technically I pushed a little far. So if you summon off of Romulus, you can't link the monster you summon with. So that sort of locks Pebbles here in place. If I hadn't done that, I could have full comboed into the Dragon Ruler line as well, but we have more than enough to kill them. So let's go ahead. Okay, so here we're going first. We started with Full Metal in hand, we have Black Metal, we have Red Rose, and we have Blaster. So let's go ahead and bait some things. Full Metal, no response, okay. Black Metal. There we go, there's the Ash. Alright, let's go ahead and use Drewsworm's effect. We'll banish it so it's accessible for later. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go into Romulus. Romulus effect. Dragon Ravine. Activate. Activate. We're going to send Blaster because it can be engraved. No benefit in hand. And let's go ahead and pitch... probably Tidal, I think. So we'll pitch Tidal. We're going to use... Blaster's effect here. So we're going to banish Tidal, and we're going to banish Striker. Okay, Tidal effect. So this will add to hand Stream. Stream effect. summon another copy of Tidal. Alright, now we're going to go into Chasma. Chasma effect. Alright, at this point, we have used our normal summon, so Tempest isn't like super ideal. We're going to go ahead and get Redox live. So we're going to detach Blaster. And let's special summon Red Rose. Okay. Redox will go. We're going to banish Stream and Blaster. Alright, from here we're going to go ahead and go into Dispotter. Trigger Red Rose. We're going to special summon Rox Rose effect. We're going to add to hand Basal Rose Shoot. Like I said too before, it literally matters not if they Ash Black Metal. It's just like, wow, you got one. Next. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and link that into Erratic Seal over here, Romulus. Activate effect. We've already gotten some of our solid triggers off now. So I have a few options. I can either A, get out, go into Black Meteor, summon it, trigger it that way. I can go into Darkness Metal, banish and summon, but none of those are really great. I think it's just gonna honestly be Black Meteor here. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and go into Burn to Floor. That extra protection. And I have Basal Rose Shoot, but I don't necessarily need it. I'm actually gonna set it just in case some crazy thing happens and I need it for protection. And I don't have a body for Max Metamorph, but I can easily make one using Erratic or Chasma in an emergency. And technically, Dissipator is technically a body I can use. Alright. Let them go ahead. Mecha Phantom Beast. They're chaining in effect. They have nothing up there. I'm not worried about it. Go ahead. Link Spider. That smells like a Verte or Hulk. Verte. Okay. Erratic Seal. Very simply. I'm doing this early without making them pay, because if I let them pay, it would still go off even though I bounce Verte. So that's why I'm going for it now. Alright, we're going to go ahead and use Magnemite. Give us a search at end of turn. Effect. Let it go through. Okay. Max. Tribute. Full Metal. Alright, now we have 2 Omni Negates. Magician Souls. Okay. Not super concerning. What did they send? Alright, so they want to summon a Dark Magician. That's okay so far. Okay, they're about to go to the next phase. Fine. Alright. Chasma effect. Blaster. Pop. Alright, he's in the end phase. Bestial Magnemite. We'll go ahead and add to hand Libellion. Alright. Now we'll use Libellions. Ooh, actually, we don't have a surge target for that. Okay, that's fine. We'll use it for consistency then. So we'll send it to grave. We're going to go ahead and get our Tempest there. Now, let's shift a few things around. Just so we get the body out. Libellion. Alright. I need the room. Not gonna trigger because then I would not be able to attack. So now we're gonna go ahead and do Tempest. I'm going to banish Heretic Seal. And I'm gonna banish Dragunity. Regain will trigger. Shuffling back or Heretic Seal. Drew Max C just for extra. Titles effect. We're going to go ahead and rebanish that striker that we don't need. And we'll go ahead and banish Black Metal. Now we'll go ahead and go into Eclipse. All this is protected by 2 Omnis, by the way. Title. Alright, just to make sure we have all the bodies. So we have 2 titles here, so the one on board will not hurt us. We have Blaster, we have Earth, and Wind is there. Okay, yep, we're good. So we'll go ahead and go into Disaster now. Even if they had a way to stop us, we have 2 Omnis, so there's no way they're getting through that. And we will just attach each material specifically, giving it the full 4600 and full banish wiping their grave and their field if they had anything, but they don't. Of course, here we could still keep going if we wanted to. Tons and tons of gas. So we can banish our Red Rose, Rocks Rose, whatever we're feeling. Let's go ahead and banish these 2. Just say we needed extra power to get over the top of something. We can always use Villafurnage's effect, detach to. It is a quick effect because we're in dragons. Destroy itself or an opponent's monster, give it all to full metal. We've got so much damage on board, there's literally nothing they can do here. Attack with Disaster, and for game, attack with our 5900 attack, full metal. I actually really enjoy this deck list, and it's a little bit stronger than some of the janky mixes that we come up with. Definitely give this one a go on the ladder, and I think you guys will be surprised. Make sure to let me know your thoughts and your experience in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.